Hello and welcome. I'm Ramona Galey. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to unveil the transformational truths that are essential for mastering your vibrational energy and unlocking your full spiritual potential. Perhaps you've even been practicing the law of attraction for a while, and despite significant strides, you feel there's a higher level you're not quite reaching. You might be experiencing what feels like a glass ceiling, where your spiritual practice and personal growth seem to have hit a plateau. Or maybe you're deeply passionate about making a positive impact on the world, but are seeking faster, more consistent results to manifest your big desires. Whether you're feeling stuck in your spiritual journey or just eager to accelerate your growth, you do not want to click off this video. Right now, in the next 15 minutes, I will guide you through a roadmap to harnessing your vibrational energy like never before, achieving what I call spiritual speed and embracing the life of impact and fulfillment that you deserve. I've had the profound honor of mentoring individuals from all walks of life, from passionate newcomers to the law of attraction to seasoned practitioners seeking deeper fulfillment. I have worked with hundreds of people throughout the years, and 100% have reported experiencing faster, more effective spiritual transformation and growth. You might be wondering who I am and why you should listen to me. Before diving into how to harness your vibrational energy, let me share a bit about myself. I've navigated deep personal loss and transformed it into a source of strength. I've dedicated years to studying and channeling infinite intelligence, aligning with teachings similar to Abraham Hicks. My journey has led me to become a vibrational mentor, helping others break through their spiritual glass ceiling. I channel my guides called Oprah, offering personalized guidance in harmony with the universe's highest vibrations. My work, including intensive workshops and private mentorship, has profoundly impacted lives worldwide, fostering spiritual growth and manifestations. My teachings have been the cornerstone for many, guiding them towards achieving unprecedented personal and financial well-being. Now, my path hasn't always been clear or easy. It all started with a mentally ill mother and a lot of childhood sexual abuse. Then there was the time when the loss of my partner left me in profound despair, questioning my purpose and the possibility of happiness again. I was at rock bottom, believing my source of unconditional love was gone forever, which drove me to the brink of giving up on life. And despite my skepticism, I embarked on a glorious journey of self-discovery and spiritual study, dedicating countless hours each day to understanding myself, the universe, and infinite intelligence. This intense period of growth was not without its challenges, but it led me to discover my ability to channel Oprah and transform my life and the lives of others. Through my experiences, I've learned the true power of vibrational energy and the impact it can have on overcoming life's toughest obstacles. Because everyone can learn this material and come to find that love and acceptance are abundant all around them if they learn what I'm about to teach you today. My journey from despair to becoming a beacon of hope for others underscores the transformative power of the teachings I now share. These life-altering experiences taught me the essence of true vibrational alignment and how it can unlock paths to fulfillment and purpose that we once maybe thought impossible. So fast forward to now, I have developed a repeatable system that has transformed not just my life, but the lives of countless others, guiding them to their highest vibrational selves. I've witnessed these transformations time and again, and today I'm here to share with you how to elevate your vibrational energy to become a magnet for abundance, joy, and impact. Imagine living a life where every day feels alive and aligned with your deepest desires, surrounded by a community that uplifts and supports your spiritual journey, not only achieving your dreams, but doing so in a state of bliss and unconditional love, recognized and valued for your true essence of your being. Are you ready to make this your reality? Let's begin. To start, let me ask you something. Are you a pioneer or a visionary? Let me tell you what I mean by that, because you might not see yourself the way I do. According to recent statistics and studies, only 40% of all adults ever make use of any sort of self-help materials related to personal development. And did you know that only 14% of the population has ever even tried meditation, and that only 4% meditate regularly? 4%. And would it surprise you to know that only 2% of the population believes in and intentionally applies the concepts of law of attraction or any other specific positivity practice? And now there's you. You are watching this presentation, and I would bet that you fit in one of those descriptions. So you're by definition living on the leading edge, literally leading the way for humanity. So that makes you a pioneer, in my view, a visionary, unique, living an examined life, the opposite of superficial. You're my kind of people, my tribe. So first of all, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. You are a seeker of knowledge, conscientious, thoughtful, curious, determined, forward-thinking, aspirational. And here's the thing, it can be incredibly lonely, can't it? Lonely as children, to the point where most of us decided there was something wrong with us. Lonely as young adults, to the point where we often marry the wrong people for the wrong reasons, or we act out and go against all the rules and limitations. We become rebels, we even get in trouble, prison, bankruptcy, antisocial, depression, addictions, mental and emotional illnesses, physical illnesses, and sadly, the list goes on. Lonely, even as older adults, even after all the personal development, especially after all the personal development, especially when it's effective enough to really raise us up and away from our old habits, our old limiting beliefs, our old social groups. Lonely. If this feels like you, I am here to tell you there is hope. I have been there and my clients have been there. And not only is there hope, but relief from this condition can be very quick. And the permanent relief, in other words, acquiring the easy skills that it takes to both maintain and recover your alignment, no matter what is going on in your life, those skills are available to you right now. And I'm going to give you those details in just a minute. First, I want to share a few thoughts about how we got here. To do that, we're diving into the most common pitfalls that emerge as we experience higher alignment. We all know the worst and most typical types of resistance, like the low vibration emotions of shame and guilt, grief and despair. When we start on our enlightenment journey, we start letting go of these and things start to get better. And when we realize we're still sometimes focusing on unwanted conditions and lack, we train ourselves to choose more focus, more intentionally, and everything gets even better. And so far, so good, right? Then a bit later in our journey, we learn to use our newfound inner silence as the consistent background for our inspirations. Sounds even better, right? Fact is, you have done the work, learned the skills, applied and practiced and processed, and focused and aligned and meditated and expanded. But what comes after that? For one thing, once we feel better consistently, we become much more sensitive to the vibrational wobble in those around us. In other words, our alignment standards are getting higher. We become much less tolerant of complaints, criticisms, negativity, and the limiting beliefs of the world around us. We can even become vibrational snobs, as Esther Hicks and Abraham call it. The term was originally coined to describe a stage many of us go through where we really start noticing the low vibes and the mixed vibes of other people. And at some point on our path, it's very common for us to not want to go to a party or a family get-together because it's just too painful. We're literally putting our own alignment at risk to go there, and that feels really icky. And hopefully we work through that as we continue to shore up our own vibration. But what about our own mixed vibes? We can't avoid ourselves. And so we get very frustrated with ourselves. And from that place, there turns out to be a whole host of similar high vibing ailments. So let's look at the most common of these. Let's start with attachment. So attachment is a sneaky little trap that keeps us stuck, clinging to things in a way that doesn't serve us. Examples of our attachment to our desires would be yearning. Oh, I wish I could have that. Needing. I can't afford to mess this up. Demanding. This is the only option I will accept. I've made up my mind. Feeling entitled. If you really love me, you would do this for me. Questioning. Why can't I have what I want? And my favorite, second guessing. What did I do wrong to cause this outcome? Attachment blows alignment out the window every time. Not the way negative resistance does, true, but remember, your standards are higher now. And it happens so much more in much more covert ways than straight up negative resistance does. But why is attachment a problem? Because it creates resistance around the object of our focus, preventing us from moving forward, from receiving the things we want, and even keeping us from feeling the essence of the things we want. So, in short, attachment is still focusing on lack, and in a very subtle form, which can be challenging to recognize. So, learn to discern attachment and learn how to let it go. Next up, false momentum. You know the feeling, right? Racing from one thing to the next, always busy, but never really getting anywhere. False momentum is like running on a treadmill. It may feel like you're moving, but you're not actually going anywhere. Another useful analogy is the teeter-totter. We could be working extremely hard, moving up and down, back and forth, yes and no, pros and cons. Meditate and then go right back to worrying. Spend money freely and then regret it. Quit those upstream Facebook protest groups, but then watch the news. You get the picture. This behavior and focus can keep us feeling like we are doing the work, but it prevents us from creating or maintaining any true momentum towards getting better, feeling better, and getting what we want. True momentum is vital in creating consistency or even the appreciable traction in our happiness, in our alignment. So start building true momentum now. Now, what about Blissipline? Defined as the commitment to focus only on that which feels good, which sounds great in principle, doesn't it? And I would bet that you are practicing some form of Blissipline in your life right now. But here's the catch. Partial Blissipline will only get you partially to the promised land. It is really common to be relative with this one. And by that, I mean we purposefully avoid the full extent of Blissipline for fear of being misunderstood, ridiculed, isolated, rejected, lonely. But halfway efforts only lead to halfway results. If you want to experience true and lasting transformation, you have to fully commit to the joyful journey, to Blissipline, because at your higher alignment levels, nothing else will ever feel good again. Sorry. Now, do I mean you have to be perfect? No, of course not. I'm just saying that throttling back on Blissipline on purpose will limit how high you can soar vibrationally. Partial Blissipline can look like this common symptom. I have a strict rule about not watching the news or discussing politics, and I meditate or do rampages of appreciation every morning. But when my friends call and complain about stuff, I go along so I don't hurt their feelings. But then I feel rotten and I don't know what to do about it. You do know what to do about it, but you've chosen not to, which is fine, but it's not the path to your authentic self. It's never going to feel good. And this condition tends to bleed over into other areas of your life without you really noticing it. Bottom line, Blissipline delivers only to the extent that you participate. In other words, wherever you are limiting your own Blissipline, you're going to have unease and lack of satisfaction. You can't be fully present without Blissipline, and that requires not caring what others think. Blissipline. Okay, let's talk about alignment talk. It is incredibly easy to read books, take seminars, attend workshops, and listen to tapes about alignment, mindset, manifestation, and happiness. And as you think and talk about alignment, the principles can rub off on you and seep into your being on a knowing basis. And this is what happens when we first start out on our spiritual journey. And it's a wonderful, magical journey out of darkness and low vibes and into the light and higher vibes. And at some point, all of that stops working in terms of raising your vibe even further. Well, technically it slows way down, but it can feel like you've come to a complete standstill, or even like you're backsliding and not even maintaining the higher alignment you worked so hard for. Do you know that saying that words are cheap? In this case, it's the opposite. Words can be extremely expensive. It's the cost of your alignment and your authenticity. True alignment requires feeling it first, second, and always. There's no shortcut. It's always in your emotions and in your body. If you can't sense it physically, you're not actually feeling it. You're thinking it and probably talking about it, maybe even talking about it a lot. So you think you're doing the work. because, hey, it worked before to help you feel better. Everyone else who seems to be very happy, and they all talk about it. The gurus talk about it and tell me, what I should do and say and think. So it should work, right? No, not at this higher level. If you're talking a lot, and especially in circular thought that eventually brings you back to where you started over and over, then you are not in your body, you're in your head, where there is only fleeting and random happiness, conditional happiness, not the consistent alignment and authenticity that you seek. So stop talking and start feeling. Okay, last one, the temptation of impulsive action. The thrill of chasing shiny new ideas, the rush of pursuing fleeting desires. We've all done it. We've had a great idea, we've jumped right up and started to take action. And sometimes it actually pays off, especially when we were younger and especially earlier in our expansion journey, which makes it confusing. But here's the truth. Action taken too soon rarely leads to the desire that inspired the action, much less lasting fulfillment. It's like trying to color inside the lines when you're moving the crayon too fast. You keep overrunning the edges and making a mess and not creating the beautiful, smooth, lined picture that you wanted. So it can be massively too fast, or it can be just the tiniest bit too fast. And by the way, telling anyone about your new idea or desire can be one of those premature actions. Somehow our culture has decided that we are not being true to ourselves or responsible if we don't commit to a new idea and then make it happen, when the opposite is actually the truth. And our very happiness and our very success depends on how we treat the birth of those fragile and miraculous ideas and desires. So there you have it, my friend, the pitfalls that surround higher alignment. But fear not, awareness is the first step to transformation. The advanced spiritual practices that I teach and demonstrate through my channeling are the next step to transformation. And on the other side of transformation is everything you've ever wanted, making it well worth the focus and training to get this part right. I want to give you a demonstration on how all this works. And I'm very protective of my clients' confidentiality. So I'm going to show you a portion of a recent podcast guest appearance where the host asked me to bring in Oprah. This excerpt includes some questions that beginners with Oprah might ask. Enjoy.
Something feels selfish about concentrating on me.
Yeah.
Why do I deserve high vibrational experiences and not the person next to me?
Can you imagine feeling that as a small child? I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm cold. Give me. Why can't I have it? Give it to me now.
Yes.
This is how you enter the physical plane. You have been conditioned away from yourself, from your authentic self, from who you really are, from your guidance, from your body, from your emotions. And as you reclaim and remember and reconnect, all of that comes flowing back very quickly because you never lost it. You only ignored it for a couple of decades.
So what are the words? Being in touch with my desires and wanting to connect and create my authentic desires expands the universe and is not selfish.
Exactly. It's the most loving thing you can do. Imagine how much everyone else could be more themselves if they could just see you be yourself, to see you happy, to see you present, to see you loving, to see you generous, to see you abundant, to say, I'll have what she's having, to quote the famous movie. I'll have what she's having. The heck with all this other stuff. I'll have what she's having. It's a great gift. But don't do it for that. Do it for yourself.
So the only person I'm responsible to is myself and the divinity within myself.
Yes, and we would not even use the word responsible. It's got quite a bit of baggage attached to it. We would say it feels better when I'm true to myself. I can actually impact the world around me much more strongly, much more cleanly, much more lovingly, much more perfectly when I'm just being me, when I'm taking care of myself and letting everyone else take care of themselves, so that I'm not lowering my vibration every time I focus on anything unwanted. As I focus on wanted, I stay in alignment. As I stay in alignment, I serve as a role model. I'm loving, I'm generous, I'm kind. I'm all these things that I'm always trying to be in the past that I already am. Trying to be good when you're already good is an insult. It's the reason it's always felt so uncomfortable. I'm already good. How can I try harder to be good? It's nonsensical when you think about it. You are God. You are perfect. You are all that is. And all there is love. There's
Feels
nothing to
good.
fear. Yes.
Sometimes I worry about being certain if my desires are coming from my place of authenticity or if it's conditioning
Go by how it feels.
in my
As
body.
you discern, yes, in your body and in your emotions, in your discernment is all of your power. Because as someone, anyone attempts to convince you, for example, that donuts make you feel good, and then as you sample the donuts and you feel into your body will tell you. Your body will experience those donuts whether you eat them or not. You can stand and look at some donuts and say, okay, I'm eating these donuts. How does it feel? And as you practice in this way, feel the resonance. Feel. Don't take our word for it. Feel it.
That's been my experience, that I can look at something that I want to eat and almost have the experience of eating it.
There is no almost about it. The vibrational essence transfer takes place with your focus, not just with donuts, but with everything. That's why choosing your focus is so important. You choose whether you know it or not.
Do I have a life's journey and a soul's journey?
Please clarify the question.
Life's journey, meaning this body, this life, as opposed to my soul living and having a purpose beyond this physical life.
Your greater self is making all the decisions. There is no separation between physical and non physical. The physical is just the expression of the non physical.
So my belief that this physical life is not all that there is, that's truth.
Yes. This is such a small sliver of all that is. Such a small sliver. And yet, You are on the leading edge, or as many like to call it, the bleeding edge. As you step out into this adventurous challenge of basically a video game where anything can happen, where many, many, many influences are all around you. It's a challenge that you set for yourself gloriously, joyfully, eagerly, with great anticipation. And you contribute to the expansion of the universe. So there's actually a good reason to do it too. But the main reason is to have fun, to challenge yourself, to be all that you can be. There we have the Marines coming in too. Mhm.
So the purpose is joy and love.
Yes,
And if it doesn't feel good, it's not for me.
exactly.
But sometimes things that are good for me don't always feel, I don't know what I mean. Sometimes I feel like needing discipline to get healthy, to exercise. Sometimes that doesn't feel good in the body.
We would always replace discipline with blissipline. And if something doesn't feel good, we would not do it. If we were feeling compelled to do it, split energy, split vibration. I really want this, but I also really want this. And I don't see how they can go together. They seem alternate, opposite. We would simply pick one and then line up with it. Because as you come into alignment, this is where all of your power is. This is where you're channeling your desire into the universe. And so as you pick one and line up with it, and we do not mean pick one and then go grumbling to the bank because you didn't really want to go. We mean line up with it. I love this thing I'm about to do. It is the most perfect thing I've ever done in my entire life. The outcome of doing this thing is magnificent. And now here I go to do this thing. And watch the magic unfold right in front of you. The old second alternative option completely forgotten because it has been incorporated into all that is. In other words, there is no way to lose anything. Just get into alignment. It's where everything is.
Love is everything.
Yes,
Their purpose.
yes.
It feels like a main. Some of us need to learn self-love first. Sometimes it feels like that's the first love lesson. Do we need that? Do we need to do that before we can truly love another human, but bigger than that, like love expansively?
Learn is a bit of a misnomer, just like the teaching. You are born in love. You are loved always. We are always beaming pure love directly at you, bathing you in unconditional love always. So, where has it gone? Only out of your sight as you focus on something else. So, all you need to do is look at it and allow it again. You don't have to relearn anything. You don't even really have to remember, although it will feel like remembering. As our last session impacted on you, what you were responding to is pure love, the unfamiliarity of it, the bigness of it, because you've had your attention elsewhere for quite some time. But as you allow it in, It's like opening the dam on a river. It just flows. It just flows, infinite, unending, perfect flows of love just for you. All you need to do is accept it.
Unpinch and accept it.
Yes. Do whatever it takes to accept it. Change your focus, change your beliefs, change your physiology. Do whatever it takes. Once you have accepted unconditional love back into your life, once you've absorbed even just a little bit of it, you will find your goals, your preferences, your behavior, your thoughts, your words, all changing naturally, beautifully, perfectly, lovingly.
Now, as much as I'd love to share everything about channeling and these advanced spiritual practices, we are limited on time for today because this is just the beginning. If you are deeply committed to unlocking your spiritual and vibrational potential, your next steps are crucial. Whether you're someone who's dabbled in law of attraction but feels stuck, or you're seeking to profoundly impact the world with your unique energy, I'm here to guide you on a faster, more enlightening path than you could navigate alone. Having traversed the depths of personal despair to vibrational mastery, I've learned not just to live, but to thrive through my vibrational alignment. I've assisted numerous individuals in breaking through their spiritual ceilings to manifest joy, abundance, and purpose. Let me show you how. Don't just take my word for it. Consider the transformative experiences of those who've embraced this journey. Quote, I have been to probably 50 Abraham Hicks seminars over the past 15 years, and this was every bit as powerful as any one of them. Additionally, the session is much less intimidating than being in a chair in front of 800 people, and it allows much narrower targeting of individual situations. I am very much appreciative. That's from Bob D. in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. If you're ready to radically transform your life by mastering your vibrational energy, I invite you to join in a select group for the Alignment Circle Mastermind. This is a unique opportunity to work closely with me over the next 4 months, diving into vibrational practices and personal transformation. Spots are limited as I dedicate myself to ensuring personalized attention and guidance. If you feel called to this journey, click below to schedule a session with me and learn more about how we can unlock your full potential together. Availability is scarce as I can only work intimately with a limited number of individuals each cycle to maintain the depth and quality of the experience. Here's what another one of my coaching clients had to say. Quote, since my reading session, I've been feeling a lot of internal subtle changes. I've been doing a lot more resting, meditating, feeling, trusting, not looking so much at what is, and daydreaming more. It all feels so good, and it started with my session with you and Oprah. That's from Catherine W. in Colorado. Imagine if all I did was help you break through your spiritual ceiling. Would it be worth exploring further? If I guided you to manifest your desires that are more aligned with your soul's purpose, would it be worth it? If through our work together you find yourself living a life of greater joy, abundance, and purpose, would it be worth the investment? Consider the legacy you wish to leave in this world through your vibrational impact. The insights and transformations you will gain are beyond what conventional paths offer, focusing on deep spiritual alignment rather than material accolades alone. Reflect on what staying in your current state costs you emotionally, spiritually, financially, and in your ability to impact the world. The cost of inaction is significant. You can continue as you are, or you can choose to embrace a journey that transforms your entire vibrational energy, attracting the life you truly desire. I'm offering a unique chance to work closely with me, diving into the principles that have transformed my life and the lives of many others. If you're ready to embark on this transformative journey, let's connect. Click below to learn more and start your vibrational path to vibrational mastery. Book a call with me and we will connect to learn more about your wants, your frustrations, and ultimately how we can get you spiritual speed and the growth that you are looking for without hitting the glass ceilings. Thank you for considering this opportunity to elevate your life. If you're committed to your spiritual growth, click the link to explore how we can work together. Thank you.